Hi, this is Bryan Vogt with RE/MAX Preferred, and here's another edition of Ask the Expert. And I'm with Jeff Berger with Gershman Mortgage. And Jeff, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Wanted to ask you, is there three things that when somebody's looking for a home loan that they should be looking for? Because sometimes there's this image that everybody's just the same, and I know being in the business that's not true, and I know your skills too, but maybe you could tell our audience what would be three things that you should be looking for in a lender.
Well, I think the best, one of the main things would be reputation of the lender, and the company, or the bank or the broker that the lender works for. So I mean, the accountability of that is probably one of the main things. There's a lot of internet companies and things like that that don't have any accountability at this level, at the local level. You have a lot of problems with that type of lender when you get to the title companies and at the very end at the closing. One of the other things is I would think being able to get a hold of the person you're dealing with.
Sure.
Availability. Being able to call a person on the evenings, the weekends, holidays, whenever you need that answer when you're negotiating a contract or something along those lines. And the third thing, I guess would just come down to the experience of the lender that you're dealing with. Someone who's been there, done that, has an idea of the situations that you're going to run into. Like we were talking about earlier, so many different situations, and on every transaction's a different transaction. So having somebody who really can kind of roll with the transaction and make sure they have the experience to handle what pops up.
Right, and I think the biggest thing is that your lender should be able to give you that information. Home loans, and you correct me if I'm wrong, it's not so much because we hear so much in the government, we hear so much on the news, and you can't get this, you can't get that. There's a few more things you need to know, and maybe a person like you would have that insight. I know you've helped us out on deals that couldn't get done before, and you came through, so that experience really shines through. And I love what you said about communications, because communications, when you're trying to get a house closed, is imperative to be able to talk not only to your lender, to your realtor, to all those parties involved. The last thing that I really liked about was experience, and that's something that you just can't always have when you have these, shall we say, .com companies, that you don't know who's talking on the other end. I'm not saying that it couldn't be good, but when you have somebody at the closing table, it makes all the difference than someone that is somewhere in California or New York or someplace like that.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I can tell you personally, we use him. He's our #1 guy, Jeff Berger from Gershman Mortgage. This has been another edition of Ask the Expert. Make it a great day.